Hello and welcome to another episode of Citadel Guard Adventures. This is Beriathan of the Citadel Guard of Gondor. We're back in Khârn Dûm, so after learning the difficulties the Trevkalorth are facing back again in Angmar, we gotta start helping them. So the first step is actually talking to Rhúnelleth and Indagir. Let's begin with Rhúnelleth in here because I guess we'll get another chance of talking about it a little bit more later, but the right order for doing this, I think it's doing Sant Lhoer first and then Thaudisgar. And that's what's gonna happen.
Beyond the iron gates of Sant Lhoer lie deadly gardens and glass houses full of fungi spewing forth noxious spores.
Beyond the iron gates of Sant Lhoer lie deadly gardens and glass houses full of fungi spewing forth noxious spores. Some of the plants within the poison gardens can kill one in an instant. Beyond the gardens, across the teeming rivers of green liquid, is Rhúnelleth, where an Angmarim sorceress is said to be experimenting upon plants, creatures, and free folk alike. There are things which should never be attempted, and I fear she has gone far beyond that limit. I beg you to put an end to her endeavors. Before you venture into Sant Lhoer, you should speak with Dolág. Her brother Málruv was attacked and she tracked his captors here. She is nearly rift enough to go in for him by herself, but if she did so, I fear she would not return. Please offer her your aid if you are able. So that is the main quest that we need to do to advance the Angmar Reborn storyline, but there are a couple of side quests that we can also advance in Sant Lhoer.
About the waters that flow through Sant Lhoer, Khârn Dûm's poison gardens.
They are less potent than those of the rest of the city, thankfully, but they seem also to possess other attributes, both corrupting and empowering to the plants and creatures near to them. Take these vials and bring me samples from the flowing streams that I might study the effect Helgekam's defeat has had. Take care that you do not let the waters touch your skin. Who knows what poisons yet lurk in those depths. So Helgekam is one of the bosses in the original Khârn Dûm instance, and in fact, as wardens or captains, I don't remember which one, but I do remember needing to grab one of Helgekam's tentacles for the class quests at level 45. I really need to get into the old Khârn Dûm at some point. But yeah, we gotta study the effect of Helgekam's defeat in those waters. There are many quests that we can take here for Sant Lhoer, but this is not one of them.
I have come to assist in the cleansing of this foul place, while others here would have you destroy any trace of defilement. I would have you aid me in understanding the very nature of what they sought to achieve here.
We'll get to that eventually.
Who are you? I do not know you.
Rhúnelleth sent you. The elf meddles and has not stopped pestering me since I arrived here. She sighs and collects herself. In fairness, I have appreciated her concern and she kept me from rushing into that foul place without a plan. I have scouted at the gate of the poison gardens and I see much movement beyond its metal bars. I doubt I could proceed against so great a number of enemies, but you look formidable enough to give me some bit of hope. If you will lead the way, I will follow close behind. Perhaps Málruv can be found within. Let us meet then in Sant Lhoer. She has this one too.
Has locked herself in her glass house, where she and her followers experiment on plants and creatures alike.
I have seen some of the orcs that she has wrought her trials upon, and the results have stricken me to the core. I know of a master hunter who wishes to study the flesh of the creatures she has altered. Bring me samples from creatures within her poison gardens and the glass house. Knowledge of what she has done may help us to stop and even reverse the process. And I think there is one last quest that we can get for Sant Lhoer with Galazil here.
Within Khârn Dûm's Sant Lhoer grow numerous plants, twisted and corrupted by the fetid waters of the rivers that flow through the area.
My Oganuin, my name is Galazil and I was traveling through Nanamluk when I came across a plant so strange. I paused my journey in order to study its origin. My investigation led me through the wasted lands of Angmar to here, the gates of Carndum. Within Carndum's Sant Lhoer grow numerous plants, twisted and corrupted by the fetid waters of the rivers that flow through the area. Among these is the corrupted witch's crown, whose seeds carry lightly upon the winds. Even now, I see small flaps of seed floating through the dank air. If you are brave enough to venture into the poison gardens, put any of these plants you see to the torch. They must not be allowed to spread throughout Middle-earth. I think those are all the quests for Sant Lhoer. Because the other ones, yeah, are for Taudisgar. So we can talk to any of these guys to open the instance. Won't you aid me in freeing my brother from the Iron Crown? Sure. Let us go.
Known as the Poison Gardens of Carndum, Sant Lhoer is a dank place, teeming with deadly plants, trees, and flowers, the likes of which have scarcely or never before been seen in Middle-earth. Above the fetid pale green waters which flow through Sant Lhoer rise immense pellucid structures, greatest among them Bar Helith, the glass house. It is here that the sorceress Oganuin plies her craft, experimenting upon creatures, plants, and all those who stray too near the ever-grasping tendrils of her creations. To what end? And for what purpose? One can only assume the darkest of designs.
Very well, we have the very first deed in here. Deeds of Carndum Resurgent. We need to complete all the deeds of all the instances, basically something that we cannot do right now, but eventually we will. And we also have this deed completing the 5 chapters of Angmar Reborn that we'll also get to eventually. And here we have all the other deeds of Sant Lhoer. A Slayer of Sant Lhoer, we need to defeat 150 of these guys. Tier 1, Tier 2, and Tier 3. We need to collect 5 different plants in here, and we have a meta deed for completing all that. So, these are, as we have seen before, the Poison Gardens, and we will be finding some strange plants in here, and we'll get to learn more about them. But the reason why I say Sant Lhoer comes before the Apothecary, Taudisgar, is because in Taudisgar you get to see what they are doing with some of these plants, and I find that really interesting. But let's not get ahead of ourselves, and let's begin by talking to Dolág here.
You can? I admit I did not actually expect you to.
Yeah, you gotta learn me better, but okay. She is silent a moment, and when she speaks again, her shoulders are set more firmly. My gratitude runs deep. Let us go forth then, but take care. The waters here are foul and have a fell look about them. I shall follow behind. So here we have a summoning horn. I truly don't know who Forba is. Don't know if maybe she's an NPC from Angmar that we didn't get to meet the first time we were here. You would expect, or at least I did, that Dolág would be the one joining us in this instance. So yeah, instead we get Forba, who once again I'm not that familiar with, and I do find that a little bit strange. Oh, we really shouldn't be stepping in the water. Come over here. We're attacking the root. Yeah, we gotta do a lot of fighting because well, we maybe don't need to, but there are, well, we have a couple of side quests in here that once again are not mandatory We also have some of the deeds as well. But a lot of these things are optional. And you can, if you are not bothering with any of this, the instance is really short. The first boss is right around the corner, and the second boss is not that far. But here in Sant Lhoer, and well, all these instances in Angmar Reborn, they continue a trend that actually started with update 29, I believe it was. Those instances we haven't had the chance of doing on the channel yet, but basically the first instances that I'm talking about, those are the Woe of the Willow and oh my god, I forgot the name of the other one in Forohel. Oh my god, I know I gotta remember that one. I think it's in other Agoroth. Yeah, Woe of the Willow and Agoroth are instances in which you can do a lot of optional stuff, a lot of optional fighting and the like. But if you only focus on running to the boss, it's really not that long. And they continue this same trend here in Sant Lhoer. And even expand it, because we also have those deeds that we should be looking at. That I don't expect would be too hard to complete, but they do take some time. Okay, and these trolls, you gotta take care of them as soon as you can, because they get a stacking buff as long as they are in combat, and they can start hitting you for quite a lot. So you really want to avoid the trolls. It's just that poor Forva here is triggering everything in her path. I just don't remember the location of some of the plants we need to find for the deed. We have already burned a lot of Witch's Crown. So yeah, this really is once again all optional. But I think at least once we gotta complete these quests and check them out, see what they are about. This holder in here has also aggroed on us. Would you please attack it? A little bit of lag. There we go. So this is the location of the first boss, but before we fight him, I think we can finish exploring this area around it. Alright, that's it for the Witch's Crown. Oh. Go, and here we have, well, the first of the plants we're looking at, Adder's Tooth. You have found Adder's Tooth, a deadly plant which causes blisters and blindness, and we have a little bit more explanation of it in here. The oozing sap of Adder's tooth causes huge and painful blisters on any exposed skin unlucky enough to brush against its stem. When burned, smoke from this plant has been known to cause blindness. So we don't want to get too close to that thing. And I think, yeah. Oh, what else? Come on. Thank you. Next one, Orcs Bite. You have found Orcs Bite, whose berries guarantee death. The bright, sweetly flavored berries of Orcs Bite are a tempting treat. However, even a single bite of the fruit will soon strike one down. Afflictions start with hallucinations and convulsions, and work up to a mouthful of frothing foam which soon chokes out any and all attempts at gasping for breath. Oh my god. Jeez, these plants are really disturbing. And this is the location of Boss 1. You have discovered Crathire and Tarkka-oka. You don't belong to the garden.
Deal with these intruders.
Time to see what Oganuin sorceries have brought.
So, as we've been told, they've been conducting experiments on living creatures, plants, and, well, I guess we can call the Earthkin people. And here we see the first of that. You have found an iron key. You have defeated Tarkka-oka and Crathire. Alright, and here we have Dolág.
What has happened to this giant? It looks nothing like the Jorthkyn I have encountered before.
There is something strange going on with the creatures in this garden, the orcs and trolls, and now the Jorthkyn. They all seem to be twisted, grotesque mutations. This is surely Oganuin's doing, if Rhúnelleth is to be believed. The elf will be glad to know you put an end to this abomination of nature. You show her the iron key you found. A key! Now that must be for the gate to the north. I could see it far over the poison waters. Let us make our way there. To the north, yeah, but... I think I really need to add this to the tracker. Festerfowl, Stricken Bloom, Scythe-sting. I'm not 100% sure, but I think all those three plants are located on the next section of the instance on our way to the second boss. Once again, we really need to get rid of this troll as soon as we can. Start applying that. Well, they start getting their damage boost, and that doesn't bode well for us. As well, Orba has us covered, so we're doing good in that regard. Petit water. I mean, if we can avoid some of these hauliers, we definitely should. There we go, but yeah, there is another spot of petit water through here. go. 5 out of 8. I don't know. I had the feeling that Scythe-sting should be somewhere around this place. Because, well, we've been basically finding these plants in order, but it seems I was wrong. So, I mean, even if we miss it somehow, backtracking in this instance is really not that bad. Another water spot in there, so we need to fight this guy too. Really nasty debuff those water supply, so you want to stay away from it. And here we have the door, the north gate opens. Awesome. Here we have Dolág. I think we need to talk to her.
Look there, beyond the glass walls. There's some queer light flickering within.
We have found Beriathan, where Rhúnelleth says Oganuin is creating the creatures you have been fighting. Could my brother be within as well? Collect yourself, for I doubt not that she will have more fearsome surprises waiting. So the way to Beriathan is to the right, but if we go here to the left, we can actually find a little bit more of the plants that we need for the deed. There we have Festerfowl. Let's see. You have discovered Festerfowl, whose noxious spores choke the life from its victims. The deadly effects of the noxious spores of Festerfowl do not make themselves apparent right away. Rather, it may take weeks or months for the victim to suddenly and most painfully succumb to its poisonous toxins. That's terrible, don't get me wrong. But at least to me, that one sounds as the less worse of the plants that we have found so far. And those trolls are really difficult. But I think there should be another... Yeah, Stricken Bloom. Okay, so let's see. You have discovered Stricken Bloom, whose toxins led to paralysis and death. The towering flowers of Stricken Bloom are enticing, but a single drop of its toxins can cause one to be struck with frozen limbs, an end in slumber, and eventually death. Yeah, those all are terrible. Those sound terrible, but once again, the first two, Otherfang and... No, Otherfang, no, Other's Tooth, and Workspine. Those sound like the worst of all. And Scythe-sting is right in here. That's what I thought. these are a lot of guys. We seem to be doing okay. That was great. Yeah, I've been enjoying the new Warden a lot. You found Scythe-sting, whose spikes burrow under the skin of those who touch it. And we have completed Plant of the Poison Gardens. So let's see. Scythe-sting is known for its deadly spikes, which seemingly with a mind of their own break off of the stem and burrow under the skin of any unlucky enough to come into contact. At the heart of each spike lies a dormant seed, just waiting for the perfect moist environment in which to thrive. Oh my god. Oh, that's awful as well. Oh, jeez. And here we have the title Horticulturist of the Poison Gardens. You have discovered rare and deadly plants in Sant Lhoer, the Poison Gardens of Doom. And I pray I never see them again. Whoa! Yeah, the freaking haulers do that. Yeah, stop that! That it? Thank you. So we have here 7 out of 8. And the last petted water spot. And here we are at the boss room. I struggle with this one a little bit, but let's see how we do.
What is this? How dare you interrupt my work? Guards!
So this first stage of the fight is really simple. You just take care of the ads.
Impertinent fools! You drag me from my rituals! You slay my assistants!
But this is the moment when it starts to get freaky. Because she calls the ads, but she will start an induction that will heal her. And the only way to stop this induction is through a corruption removal. But I always find myself struggling a little bit deciding whether I want to take care of the ads first or remove the corruption. Let's not begin again. I was just taking care of you. And then we have these, oh my god, these mushrooms that will explode. I don't know what triggers the explosion, but they can one-shot you. So when these mushrooms appear, I prefer to switch to ranged to remove the corruption, because I really don't wanna risk it. And since there is a mushroom over there, I don't want to get close to it at all. Believe it or not, this is the first time I complete this instance without ever dying to this boss. Okay, so we have found Málruv, Dolag's brother.
I greet you with joy, Southern. The things she planned for me.
He shudders. You were just in time.
Words alone cannot express my relief. Come, let us leave this foul place.
Meet me back at Bailavarg. I wish to get my brother to safety. So that was it. That was it for the instance, really. We got, yeah, basically half of the Slayer deed. So I don't know if there is an advanced tier for this deed. Doesn't seem to be, but I wouldn't be surprised if there is. But anyway, we did good in this instance. And once again, this is the first time, believe it or not, that I don't die, because those mushrooms usually get me sooner or later, even though I use my range stance and everything. But I'm glad that I didn't struggle as much this time.
I now have hope that people like you will help to create a new world, where good folk are safe once more.
Welcome back, my new friend. Málruv is safe now, thanks to you. Though he is well in body, the horrors he saw within Rhúnelleth will stay with him all his days, I fear. However, I now have hope that people like you will help to create a new world where good folk are safe once more. That's so thoughtful of you, thank you. We got an essence box, honor is now level 47. What else do we got here?
Ah, you return. A grisly task I set you upon, I know.
Give to me the samples you gathered. I will bring them to my friend, and perhaps he will have some insight into what atrocities are being committed behind those dirty glass walls. Who is your friend, I wonder? Is this some generic throwaway line, or is there something else to Dolag's friend?
Ah, you return. Come, let me see what the vials contain.
Because these are just dailies, and as far as I know, they don't go any further than this.
Welcome back. I can see by the smoke that lingers about you that you have been successful.
May it be that your actions will keep these terrible creations from spreading into Angmar and beyond. Let's hope you're right, but yeah, the only one that seems like a conclusive questline is this one with the Witch's Crown. But those other two, well, the Poisoned Waters, I don't expect that one to get too far, maybe? But I am really curious about Dolag's friend. And we have completed the daily too.
Greetings.
You have my thanks, Beriathan. If we continue to fight against the Iron Crown, it will not be long before we overcome them. Awesome. So, now we gotta enter Thaudisgar. But I'm not sure how much time does that instance take. And we also gotta take the quests and all that. So, do we do Thaudisgar now? I think it would be better if we leave Thaudisgar for the next one. So even though this is a little bit shorter than usual, I think it's better to end today's episode in here. So once again, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope to see you on the next one. Until then, my friends, stay safe, take care, good luck to you all, and I will see you later.